Hello there everyone, this is I am Mark 3 and welcome to... hang on. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Yes, I said back. Wow, I've not touched this one in a while. But yep, Kerbal Space Program, it has wound up being this week's little mini-series. But I've not touched this game in quite literally years. I used to have it running as a main series, and then it wasn't really of interest to anyone, so it stopped. So that's about it. Though my personal best in this game is that I once sent a rocket full of Kerbins into the sun, and yeah, that's the worst. That's well, the worst and best and whatever I ever did. Ew. I think one of the other reasons that I stopped was actually that the old YouTube save file was lost during an update. Anyway, YouTube mini game career mode. We need a flag. Is there a flag for crashing? I think that's the defining feature of my efforts here. Oh, there's a UK space flag. Really? Well, everyone knows that choosing the flag is the most important thing, the best thing you can do. It sets a statement. It sets a statement. Yeah, that'll do. Line. The fastest way to get between 2 points is a straight line, as fast as possible. Who cares about orbits or arcs or things like that? No, just fire the rockets and go straight. You'll be fine. Yeah, that's not really a thing. I'll also just leave it on normal because this is just like a chill around thing. I don't really want to stretch it out at all. I played this on maximum difficulty, and that is such a balancing act sometimes. It is, well, it's always been a bit of a thing there. Anyway, welcome to the Space Center. I am Gene, your guide. Thanks, I already know what I'm doing, kind of, sort of, maybe. Right, let's see. I've got a tracking station, don't have anything in orbit. I've got research and dev, I don't have any research yet. Administration building, ooh, I should check this. Well, these guys just sit around listening to music, right? Oh, find lunch thief. Okay. I don't remember that one. Plus not funds, minus ups. Gain funds, minus reputation, effective immediately. So yeah, I could do some things here. Like one I like to get if I can is like a bit of extra R&D is sometimes helpful. But recovery transponder, it makes it more reliable how much you get from parts you eject from your rocket. So more expensive rockets later on they can be very useful, but I don't need it right now. So. Kerbal Space Program, we need to start with a rocket of some kind. We've got a few basic parts. We can strap it together. Hello, I'm Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. So you're the one that keeps putting ladders on the hatches. Yes. That was a door monster reference, if anyone was unsure. I think I remember how to do this, though. I've got a control pod. What have I got? It's got basic booster. Need one of those. That'll do, yep. My great creation is coming together. We got some mystery goo containers, and we got some parachutes. Actually, let's go ahead and do something silly right now. I'm going to strap. Isn't that? Oh, toggle snap to angular mode. That's a bit easier for me to control. I'll strap some fins onto the side of it. Then I'll go ahead and I will strap some science. If I recall correctly, to get the most out of an individual given science point, I need to grab 2 samples of goo. That was something very important. This is like most games. I played the heck out of the early stages, and then it I didn't maintain interest enough to get to the later stages kind of deal. Put it there. I'm sure that'll do. And to make sure that I come down with never a bump, I'm just adding in some extra bits and pieces, like a couple of extra cones there, just to help out. Though I should also stage it. Like the booster, I want that to fire off without, you know, opening those. Okay, that'll do. A good starting thingy. Doesn't take into account if I land somewhere though, does it? It doesn't. It doesn't take into account if I land somewhere interesting. I'm probably not going to, but just in case, I might as well strap some extra goo to it. No, I want it on 4, not 2. Yeah, there we go. So, a lovely, complex first rocket. That'll do. That's all I really need. Now I just need to launch this thing. I'm expecting great things from you. Probably not. First off, EVA. EVA report. Oh, look. On the launch pad, a spacesuit was not entirely necessary. Yes, it was. You can never be too careful. Right, then I'll climb back in, which is B. There we go, back in. Now, what was the buttons? E? No. Ah, there we go. RCS and SAS toggles. I should start my valuable scientific experiments. Let's stare at the goop. Doesn't seem to be doing much right now. Okay, right. And hit space. Hey, I fly. And then immediately observe the goo again. In flight at Kerbin. That's 2. I have barely any control over this thing. But actually I think I overdid it slightly in terms of what I've got. But yeah, I have no control surfaces at all. I should probably point that out. This isn't any different at this point, is it? Flying Kerbin, no. Reset it. That's all fine. Oh, something I forgot to do though is a crew report. While I'm flying at Kerbin's shores. Keep. So yes, my mission is just to generate more science to try and get more stuff. Yes, I just need to get more stuff. I am a scientist. I stare at things all day long. Also, I should probably... I've just realised my recording overlay obscures my altimeter. That's not... That's kind of a poor choice there. There we go. Oh, that's really bad. Actually, I literally can't see what my altitude is. This is going to be interesting. Flight Kerbin, that's identical. Nope, no need. Right. Speed it up. I've got all I need to see here. Hopefully I'll be somewhere different when I land, but I'm not sure I will. But bop. Thank you. Right, have I got anything? Am I somewhere else? From KSC, the goo seems bored. Yep. That's something new, at least. The goo seems bored. The goo has feelings. The goo is sentient. Science has been achieved. Yes. And... no, keep the crew report. That's all we need, right? Yep, that's all I can do. World first milestone. An EVA test. I broke a speed record. Launched first vessel. Speed record, altitude record, speed record, altitude record. Return to the surface without crashing. Good. We've done a thing. Let's go to the Space Center and retrieve this lovely abomination. We actually wound up using 3/4 of our goo, so that is good. But we're just over there in the parking lot, basically. Okay, if we cover you, we got 31 more science. 26.9 earned, it says. But then we also got everything back. Okay, so 31 science, bit of funds, crew back. All sorted. Right, first launch was successful. Oh wait, I'm in the crew. I'm in the... never mind. Right, we've got science. Time to spend it on sciencey stuff. For that, we need to figure out how to do a thing. So, we can get more science using basic parts over here in engineering. We can also get... well, we've got 31. We can get basic rocketry, basic engineering, and survivability. I like to go this way because we get extra toys like radial drogue chutes and landing struts and a service bay, which is actually rather handy. let's research that. So we got access to communications and things. Research that, so we got access to the extra survivability parts. And research the basic motors. That'll do. We have the things. So, mission control now. Okay. We got these requests. Kerbal likes to request things of you. It randomly generates a bunch of these things as you go. Like, but you've got to achieve certain conditions and then it gives you a bonus. It also penalises you if you fail it, or a very small penalty if you decline these things. Haul a solid fuel booster into flight above Kerbin. Don't really want to do that. Test the fleet at the launch site. So activate the fleet at launch. Easy peas. The other three are haul ones though. Test that while orbiting. The problem is that with that is I can't get to orbit. At least I'm not sure I can right now. Test a decoupler while landed at Kerbin. That one's relatively easy. Yes, Okay, I'll grab on. Test the decoupler at Kerbin. Yes, please. Right, now. I've got more parts. So this abomination of a rocket can do something else. Like, let's get rid of the additional parts. Here, I've stripped out practically everything. We're starting again. But this is what I want to do because I want to get the things. So where is the utility bay? Utility bay. There it is, payload. Right. Just getting the payload. Actually, if I put it that way, this will increase the survivability. Sorry, not survivability, usability of this rocket. But more importantly, it lets me store stuff inside it so that it won't drag as I fly around the place. Now then, I want a cycle symmetry mode. Oh, I can toggle. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a different symmetry mode. Well, you live and you learn, apparently, because I was not aware of that one. Okay. All I have to do is... No, that wasn't quite right. No, it just seems to, like... Oh, it's because I hold down Shift as I start to do the last piece. Oh, I could just hit that, yeah. So, admittedly, I am loading up on parts, which is not the greatest, but I am making very carefully sure that I carry enough science packs to do any and all science needs I might require. Actually, I need to move them in a little bit because they're sticking out the sides, just a tiny bit. I don't want to do that. I want the exterior to be nice and smooth. If I do it like... I've got to get the angle right like that, I suppose, haven't I? No, that's still sticking out the sides. Tell you what, let's actually mount this upside down. That sounds like a better idea. There we go. So there we go. We've got 6 science packs just packed away inside our payload bay. Then we need to also take thermometers. These things are a bit temperamental. I also need to flip it over. There we go. So a couple of these guys. And we also need to... Well, this will let us log temperature readings and things like that. But we also need some barometers. So if I stick that to the side like that. This is probably massive overkill on the science, but I don't really care too much. I know where I need multiple barometers. Barometer readings are very scarce, if I recall correctly, but there we go. Plenty of science. Jolly good. Close the service bay. I'll be able to pack some more batteries into that later. Then, of course, we need bits and pieces, like we need a antenna. We've got that. We can use this if we use up some of our electricity supply. If I don't shift, yep, shift gives me precision control, so I can tack that onto the side vertically like that. So nice and tucked in out of the way. And I want to get some more parachutes. What was my mission? Missions. Test the flea at the launch pad and test the D12 decoupler at the launch pad. Let's get a couple of drogue shoots. I should also check my limits. Up to 30 parts. I'm well under that. So I've got a couple of drogue shoots. This is my landing pod, which is why I'm going to include some landing gear on it as well. So, just like that. So this is going to be my lander. I need a decoupler now. I'm really going all out, just building this new rocket piece, I think. So where's the decoupler? There's the decoupler, a DD12. That's also the same one that I need to test as well, as it turns out. And to get me places, I need some fuel tanks and a rocket engine. Like that. That'll work. Then I just need to do some decoupler testing. So, that decouples, then those parachutes are the next stage. The rocket booster runs off those. I want it to come down, though, intact. So, I don't know if this is helpful or not, but I tend to like go overboard on some of the safety stuff. So I like to attach, like, say, a radial parachute to the side of a rocket booster. Little things like that. So as soon as it decouples, it also got a parachute, which will help it get back down to the surface, you know? Just like, it comes back down really nicely. Then we also need, like, another coupling. This is getting a bit complex, actually. 28 parts. So we could do that. Actually, we can do this just about. We need to test the fleet. Grab a fleet. And then we want the decoupler, which I'll put there. Actually, can I put that at the top, please? I guess I could. Let's take that out. Let's put this decoupler on the top. So that decoupler will test fire first. Then we can fire the booster rocket, which will get us into the air, and we can go places. Okay. And at least that booster rocket, I think, has got some gimbal steering on it. Have you? Yep, you've got a bit of thruster vectoring, so you can do okay. Alright. We've only got one part left. Which we should use for, of course, safety purposes. In the form of another parachute. Yep, as soon as that fires. Okay, that's good. Our new rocket, our new abomination of science is ready to launch. Haha! We are good. We are wobbling a little bit, I must admit. Let's go engage RCS and stability. Make sure we don't roll over. Let's trigger first staging, which should finish the contracts, I think. Test the design. There we go. It's sitting on top of the rocket, which might be a bit of a bad thing, but I don't know. How about if I do a crew report from here, though? Oh, that's brand new. Transmit. I'm a scientist! Yes. I've just burnt most of my electrical supply sending that message. But we've done valuable science. Haha. We should also check our science bay, actually. Is there some new readings? Log temp. From the launch pad, quite literally nominal. Okay, keep it. And log the pressure from the launch pad, also absolutely fine. Keep it. We only need one reading of each of those. And this is why I packed this thing with science. If I was to transmit this, first I'd need power. Second, I'd need to, actually, I'd have to do it several times because you don't get quite as much back as if you retrieve the entire module. Also, I should probably fill up my landing gear. There we go, nice and loud noise. But the reason I was just faffing around a little bit is because, unfortunately, I'm out of time for this particular part, so I have to call it there. And we launch this thing next time. And we'll try to get somewhere a bit more interesting than the parking lot next to the launch pad. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this little show, and I'm seriously hoping that that discarded coupler is not going to mess everything up for me. We're going to find out though. See you all later.